How to install and run macOS Sonoma in a virtual machine with UTM. You can install and run macOS Sonoma in a virtual machine, for free, with the use of UTM. UTM runs on Macs, iPhones, and iPads, but we're going to focus specifically on installing macOS Sonoma in a UTM virtual machine running on a Mac. It means you can run a virtualized macOS Sonoma installation atop macOS Sonoma, macOS Ventura, or even macOS Monterey, depending on the version of system software the host operating system is running. This video tutorial will walk through the complete set of steps to install macOS Sonoma into a virtual machine, using UTM on the Mac. We're going to set up a virtual machine for macOS Sonoma. Download the latest version of macOS Sonoma IPSW, version 14.2.1 as of this tutorial recording. Download UTM for Mac for free and install by copying it to the Applications folder. Launch UTM on the Mac. Choose Create a new virtual machine, or click the plus button to create a new virtual machine. Choose Virtualize. Select macOS 12 Plus. At the IPSW selection screen, click on Browse, and select the Universal Mac_Restore IPSW image file you downloaded earlier. Configure the hardware allocation of the virtual machine. It is recommended to set at least the following minimums for performance: 8 GB RAM, 4 CPU cores, 64 GB of disk space or larger. Name the virtual machine to save it, like macOS Sonoma, and select Save. You'll now be at the UTM screen again and you can see the macOS Sonoma VM, so select it and then click on the Play or Start button to launch the Sonoma virtual machine.
If you like such stuff, subscribe to my YouTube channel Itfo.
When you start the VM, you will be asked to confirm if you want to install macOS and confirm that you do. Let the installation of macOS Sonoma in the virtual machine continue by restoring through the IPSW file. It will not look like a typical macOS installation because it is restoring rather than installing. It may look like it's spinning, but there is a progress indicator in the title bar of the UTM window for macOS Sonoma. When finished installing, macOS Sonoma will boot into the familiar welcome screen of macOS. Go through the typical macOS Sonoma setup process. You'll soon be on the desktop of a virtualized macOS Sonoma installation within UTM. You're now running macOS Sonoma, virtualized, in UTM.